So getting higher at Tamedia, and the funny thing is I got a bunch of emails of people saying, I think there's a spelling mistake, didn't you? It's not about getting higher. I'm very sorry, this is not going to be about marijuana. It's not going to be about cannabis, shit, weed, pot, ganja, haze, dope, hash, doobies, black Afghans, joints, Johans, reefers, roaches, Sportzigaretten. Definitely not. It's not going to be about Zoot, Fatties, Dupes, Spliff, Jaybird, Shaka, Bones, Party Bombers, Mary Kay, Toast the Ghost, Cocoa Puff, Friends Stick, Fat Crispies, or Bob the Builder. Definitely not. We're going to talk about work, about jobs. This is about work, about way to go, about gigs, Lewinsky's, 9 to 5, busy bee, Bobby business, 557 money makers, cash cows, must do, bro fashion, operation, occupation, American dream, and Bob the Builder, goddammit. So ladies and gentlemen, I used to be able to slim down just by exercising more, but that has changed. I want to start with a powerful quote by Mariah Carey. So 4,000 developers, that's about the number of people, of engineers that Google is going to hire in the next couple of years. That's streets information. I don't know if it's 2,000, if it's 200,000. It's going to be thousands. That basically means they're basically competing with us on our own soil, and that's dangerous. So I took a couple of months really researching why they do this. Either they're pretty inefficient or Silicon Valley has dried out, so I think it's the latter. And basically, what is the difference? Why are they coming to Zurich now this strong? And so everyone who has been to San Francisco, and I think the guys from publishing have flown in and out business once a week, it seemed. So this is a typical, no one gets this. This is a typical traffic jam in San Francisco. Now this is a typical traffic jam in Zurich. So we have less traffic. Then of course, this is a basic apartment in San Francisco. You pay $4,000 for this shithole. And now the next one, that's $1,000 in Zurich, at least according to HomeGate. So we're not just cheaper, ladies and gentlemen. This is a wall in the US, this is a wall in Switzerland. We have much nicer borders. It's another reason why they come here. And then finally, this is a garage in the US, and this is just a standard garage in Zurich again. You got your fiberglass, you can really found a startup in there. You know, you can have your coffee machine. We have better garages. But the game is on. So we need to attract the most talented people, compete with the best companies, which means we need to offer better opportunities. And this was not my sentence, this is marketing stuff, but we have to work with them today. So, let's get this thing started. Things you get at Google. I spend an awful lot of time researching what you get at Google. How do they, get people, to come to them? How do they attract talent? And it's your basics. It's the free breakfast, the free lunch and dinner, there's the band room, there's the free massages, some baristas on every floor, a gym is slide, free coffee, 100 times the salary, of course, stock options, all the snacks, all the tech, you get free dragons. Your basics. But then you might be surprised. I did some research on Tamedia, and here are the things you get for free if you work at Tamedia. So, that's not all. Ladies and gentlemen, for example, I dig deep there, and you get free German lessons. I don't know how many of you guys have gone to the welcome day, but it's all in German. So you get the German letter, you get the German invitation, you are there, you're forced to speak in German. If you speak English, you better learn German before you come here. And that's free. But the tricky part, and I think this is really smart, the name itself is in English. Then there's free networking. I really like this one. So basically, that. It's your first day at Tamedia. You come there, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. You go through these huge halls here. You arrive at your desk, and then you stare at your desk, and it's empty. So basically, there's no computer. Your badge has been forgotten. The email address is wrong. No welcome package. And that's amazing, because you got to start calling people. You call IT support. They're like, I don't know, you better call HR. You call HR. They're super supportive. The problem is they can't help you because they have to log into Workday. You go out, you come back, no badge, you got to talk to the registration in front there. You talk to people. After a week, you know every single person. That's free networking. That's amazing. We have automatic doors. We've got Asia Bowl weeks. And then we have the sleeping room, which was pretty busy today after basically every tech talk. Now, ladies and gentlemen, fact is, in 2018, more people came from Google to us than the other way around. And this is probably a lie. I did my personal research. I just know more people the other way around. But it doesn't matter. Even if it was a lie, we're a media house after all. Now, so what can I... Come on, people, that was super funny. You're kidding me. So what can we do to attract talent despite all those apples? Write a great job description. I really believe in this, because the first thing, everyone who's applying for a job is they see the job description. They don't see this beautiful building. They don't see you hiring. You're going to mess it up anyway. They're going to see this job description. And so I took the time, and this is actually one of the job descriptions that I'm having there for my team. It's a senior UX designer. Don't bother, we don't pay well. And I took a closer look at what we do here. And so the first thing that I realized is, if you look at this, if you move your mouse on top, it's like moving in and out. And there's this effect. And this is amazing. It's a mouse over. It means we're digital. That's great. Then the second part I was looking at, you switch to English, it stays in German. You learn while you're applying. Again, free German lessons. Now, the next part is, it's like this text part here. So before you see the title down there, you have a good amount of text. And basically, the first thing you read is that we were born in 1893, which is super important, because if you want to attract young talent, you better tell them you're old. Now then, of course, it's also quite nice if you're like, let's say, in marketing or design, it's the dreams are made of you being at the stock exchange. So that's a lot of text, which is amazing because it shows we're smart. And now the next slide might be completely out of context. Now I took the time and I scrolled through one of those job descriptions. It was like a 5-minute job. And it's amazing, we tell you a lot of things like what your obligations are, what your job profile has to be, and so on, which I think is really great. It shows we're structured. Then there's the part about what we offer. There's, like six huge things that we offer. None of them have any financial value. But what really struck me odd is, where are the apples? Now, let me be serious just for a second. So sometimes I wake up laughing when I have a great dream, and sometimes I have nightmares, and I hate them, by Mariah Carey. This is powerful stuff, ladies and gentlemen. The 4 golden rules, and this is basically the essence of today, and you really better listen carefully. This is the best thing you're going to learn today. The 4 golden rules. It took me like 3-4 months on my payroll, doing my work time, to figure this out. Number 1, this is super obvious. The first one is, if you write a great job description, you got to add an RCP. This is an RCP. This is how your job description should look like. And I swear to God, if you post this on job.ch or any of the much, much better startups out there, you're going to get some reaction. Second one, impact. Now this is super important. Whenever I have people in an interview and you start telling them about who you work with Doodle and all those companies, they're like, oh wow, that's amazing. Tamedia is not so much known as their brands. So really make sure, if you're one of those brands, really make sure that you put that in your job description, what the actual impact is, that whenever you do something, you probably see someone on the bus next day working with your product, which I personally believe is super amazing. And I swear, I think there's not a single person in Switzerland that does not at least know one of our brands. Even the weirdest of weirdos knows one of our brands. Now you really got to make sure and put this in your job ad. So, if I was car for you, I would say, like, on top of the job description, I would say something like, hey, if you work for us, you will change the way of car buying for all of our users, all 20 of them. If I was 20 minutes, I'd be super honest. Our news are read by 2 million people every day, and reading means staring at, and news means cat pictures. And just one more, I could go on and on. If I was Ricardo, I would say thousands of people are registering on Ricardo every day. Come join us, help us send out those printed activation letters. That's reach, ladies and gentlemen. That's impact. So let's look at, we already catified this thing, that's already amazing, but let's add some impact. So I would basically, that's my try, I would basically say, hey, working for Tamedia, we have so much reach. We could easily 1984 without you anyone knowing. And I bet, based on your reaction, you're either from the 90s or you can't read. So this is going to be super emotional now. So it's going to be one of those teary moments. A few weeks ago, I was on a team trip with my amazing team, and we had 2 amazing days. They were really bonded, and it was all in work time. So, but the most amazing part was when we all went our ways after the team event, everyone went home, they all started hitting our WhatsApp channel. So they started writing, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, how are you doing? It was so amazing. Like, they still wanted to share, they still wanted to show what we're doing. They really bonded. And that was one of the proudest moments I had here at Tamedia, because it clearly showed that my team understands WhatsApp. Now, this brings me to the third part, unconditional love. This is something, it's hard to put in a job ad, I know, but I want to try here. So what I'm trying to talk about here is this special thing. We might not have the free dragons, but there's something at Tamedia that I think we need to communicate. So, of course, we have to talk about things like how can we support young families, when can we have that barista here at every floor, but when I come to work every morning, I see my team, they're all laughing, they seem to have a good time. There's a great comeback. There are so many people that left us and came back. Welcome, Mark. If you go out there, let me tell you, it's not beautiful out there. We're loud. If you come to Verdino at 12 o'clock for lunch, it's loud. People are laughing, they're throwing food. There's, they're talking, they're communicating. If you go to lunch at Google at 12 o'clock, this is how it looks like, minus the good-looking people. And also, we're pretty amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Today, 30 internal speakers, they probably spend half their weekend rehearsing, doing presentations in their spare time, not me, in their spare time, just to create a perfect presentation here for you today. And that's for you, the simple people. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I go to a Dennis, an Olivia, a Danny, a Lucien, a Bettina, Adnan, Simon, Dani, Nadia, doesn't matter who, I could put on 100 names here. They're always there for me. They always help me. They go the extra mile. And that is something I'm not making a joke. I really want to stress, if you think I'm bashing HR there, I'm not. I'm really not. Every time I ask them for something, they're super helpful. The only times they cannot help me, and I'm repeating that joke over again, the only time they cannot help me is if either there's some rule they cannot bend or they have to log into Workday. So once more. But now I'm finished. So, write that job ad like you mean it. Add some love. And I really tried to put the maximum of love I could find into this job. It looks a little bit like this. So this is a lot of love, ladies and gentlemen. Now, number 4, and this is the last one. Really pay attention now. This is add some humor. And let me be funny for just a second. Now, I love my colleagues. They're so intelligent. That's not a sentence you're going to hear. You're saying, they're so funny. Michelle just cracked me up today. You want to have a good time at work. You're not talking about intelligent people unless you work in controlling. So basically, what you spend 8 to 9 hours every day here. It's the biggest part of your of your awake life, unless you're a designer. It's like 2 or 3 hours. But still, you need to have a good time. So what can you do? Well, get rid of your high performance and get some funny ones. We did that at Marketplace. It didn't work. Now it's of course a joke. What you need to do is show some humor in your job description. And although I'm making all these jokes, I really mean that. So this is actually another position, also well underpaid. There's another position I'm having out there, and we added the sentence, which was like an easy sentence. We're a colorful bunch of individuals with 55% women, 8 nationalities, vegetarians, meat lovers, cat versus dog people. But please no U2 fans. And I'm serious, they suck. But the interesting. They really suck. But the interesting part is, I got such great reactions. Like people in their applications, they refer to it. Hey, can I still apply? I don't like you too. I like you too, but can I still apply? Of course you can apply. I wouldn't invite you for a team event, but you can apply. One guy actually wrote to me, hey, but he wrote an essay. Hey, what about Coldplay? I hate them so much. I said, yeah, they suck too. So for example, Ricardo, this is an idea. So Ricardo could write in their job description, if you apply for us, search for the word Ricardo on Google Images and send us your favorite picture. This is mine. I think that's funny. Or Flickr. Flickr put their job ad in their source code. That's funny. These guys made sure no one applies that has an MBA. I thought so. We need a graphic designer, obviously. That is funny. Don't jump by Career Builder. Or just very basic, join us or die. Now, but hey Robin, your boss isn't funny, you might say. Well, that's right. But let me come to the final essence here. This is the job description we had at the beginning. You know, we catified a little bit. It was already awesome. We talked about reach, which you didn't understand. Still, do it. Then we added a lot of love. But now finally, let me please add some humor. And that would probably look like this. Want to work with us? We hate you too. Thank you very much.